field, right? And then I've got just all kinds of stuff to talk about if you guys are interested. But otherwise, I was just going to kind of show some things that I had been asked about a little bit and just kind of slow it down a little bit. Let's see. It looks like we're on YouTube and Twitch, so that's good. So still just kind of loading up first couple minutes of the stream. Kari Iman, yeah, hopefully this stuff's useful. I munch on this little cupcake my wife gave me. So while we're talking about that, the wife is downstairs watching a movie with my brother. Yeah, Tank Tab, I'm over on YouTube as well now. I'm mostly just doing that for fun. I mean, nobody watches over there, but I don't know, it'll be a little more, I guess, persistent. Yeah, it's the same name over there. Actually, if you do a YT here, it'll tell you. But I'm also testing some functionality out on this mouse I have. I got a new mouse, and it's got 8 total buttons on it, 5 of which are full function buttons. So, yeah, subscribes are free over there, so I always appreciate that. One of the functions I want to test a little bit in S3 bucket directly. Now, could we do it with CloudFront? Absolutely, but I have it as it is now. We can get into the S3, right? We've got the S3 set up and stood up here. Here's its index.html right here that we could review if we wanted, or we can just come over here and actually go to the website, and there we're on the website. And I have it not secure because it's not HTTPS, but we could set that up too. I'm going to have this redirect. A few of these pages are going to redirect over to other things. Akari, lost reading in grad school. I remember professor in the very first lecture stated you must read 60 to 100 pages a day. Yeah, Akari, I remember telling people I probably averaged, I have 2 masters, but in one of those master's programs, the information systems management one, I remember I was writing about 10 to 12 pages a week. I remember I was just writing all the time. And then at the end of each class, there were these huge projects we had to do, and it was pretty awesome. Seems like a serious number back then. Yeah. Akari, I'm trying to, on top of my normal reading assignments, which, are pretty substantial. I don't know if they're quite 60 to 100 pages a day, but if I average them out, probably 30 to 40 pages a day are about what I'm reading now. I also am trying to read 2 articles a day in the technology space. So since I'm doing quantitative analytics, but with the DBA, the focus has to be on improving a process. Too much. It's been a while. So if anybody wants to learn a little bit of Kubernetes and all that good stuff, if anybody wants to ask me any questions about, this, any of this stuff, just stop me and ask me, all right? Like, I know this from being a college professor for many years, that I just kind of move at one speed, and I need you guys to kind of probably tell me, hey, could you tell me a little more about that, all right? So I will, let's pull up there's our Discord. We are almost to 1,000 users in there. Like, Discord's been popping for 4.5 years now. We've been running this group for about 9.5 years or so. So yeah, the professional Linux users group has been going for a long time. So you guys are welcome to hang out down there. I'll go ahead and stop this. I think everybody's back from the commercial break, so we'll just go. So we're gonna deploy a 3-tier app, and here's what we're doing. Kubernetes basics. Talk a little bit about what Kubernetes is and how it works, high level. Tell you where to go get more info. Certification paths, high level, where to go get more info. We'll dig in on each of these, and you can actually do these with me as part of the free lab, right? Killer Coda is free if you didn't know. And then we'll secure it all. We'll do these best practices for securing that app after we build it. So we build a thing, we make sure it works, make sure it does the things it needs, and then we come down here and we secure it and make sure with those same tests that it's still working. So this is what we're going to work on today. So if anybody wants to do this lab with me, it is going to be right here. I'm going to pin it for you. There. It does not cost anything to go into Killer Coda besides just like a Google login. I don't even think they've ever bugged me for anything, so it's not like they charge anything. But there's let's pop this up. Like, they don't even bother you in email. It says this part of a larger presentation given to Prolog and Redline. Prolog is our professional Linux users group. Redline is my organization that I work for. It's standalone, but more context can be found on the Discord or the Prolog group. So You guys are getting all the context right now. The organization has tasked you to build a modern 3-tier application using Kubernetes. You have, whatever way you've decided to use Nginx, Flask, and MySQL to build a basic proof of concept for the idea. Your organization would like the minimum level of security applied that follows best practice industry standards for Kubernetes pod deployments. Okay, good. Get started by setting up the namespaces, storage, and secrets you will need for your application. Set up your namespaces, set up your storage, and now you'll see that the OY, the 192.168.0.10, is the proper endpoint for the read. It is properly selected based on app equals read app. That's the selector right there. And that's how everything points to itself. Everything shoots in ladders. Everything points to some other thing, right? So if we come back over here, right, and we go to this, what did we do? We did all of these things. We made it run as a non-root user. We made it immutable. We put the 3306 in the Data 1 namespace as part of a network policy to only come from App 1 namespace. We tested that we had the basic communication, and we tested that we broke the other communication. And that was one of the edge cases, was somebody trying to log in from somewhere else. All right. So here's our review. We talked about Kubernetes basics. We talked about certification path. We deployed a 3-tier application with Nginx, Python, and MySQL. Then we secured the application, deployed some best practices, image management, immutable containers, non-root processes, all of those things. And then we did some network best practices with network policies to limit communications between the components. Only things that were supposed to talk did talk.